Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode of The Gray in Between, where we dive into the stories that live in the shades of gray. I'm Lola, your host, here to explore the fascinating tales from Reddit and beyond, where life complexities come to life. In a world where not everything is black and white, we're here to navigate the in-betweens, offering a fresh perspective, a little advice, and a lot of heart. So sit back and relax, and let's journey through the gray together. Oh, this first one is funny, but mean funny, but it's pretty funny. Am I wrong for refusing my birthday gift because it was a Weight Watchers subscription? That is so many shades of fucked up. Hey everyone, I turned 18 female yesterday, but it seems to cause a bit of drama in my family, so I'm asking for honest, objective opinions on whether I'm wrong. For reference, my weight has always been made fun of in my family. My aunt specifically has always been very unkind and fat shamed me, even when I was younger and struggling with my body image. She used to tell me that my clothes look so small on me and that even her clothes are probably small for me. She used to remind me to go on diets constantly. I'm currently 320 pounds if it adds context too. I hadn't seen my aunt in a while, and for the most part, I was really glad to see her for my birthday. I was slightly dreading if she would say something to me because I'm aware I have gained a lot of weight since I last saw her, but she just made a few comments, so I thought it was the end of it. I was opening a birthday card she gave me a few hours later, and it had money in it, with the note that said, "Money for Weight Watchers. Make some real change for once." That is so fucked up. What the heck? This was humiliating, and I asked her about it. And she said that she could tell I was miserable and that I was probably looking really good underneath the fat. She said this in front of my parents, and it was very embarrassing. Did your parents not stand up and say hello, don't talk to my daughter that way? What kind of aunt? I'm an aunt. Okay, let me finish the story and then let me get my 2 cents, okay? I told her I'm not accepting the gift and she's making me look stupid, but she said that she was just worried for me and my health. I don't believe this. She's made fun of my weight for years, even before I was a teenager, but my parents think I was overreacting and I should have just accepted it. My aunt has a notoriously big mouth and my parents think she's going to tell our whole family, so they're getting kind of worried about what I've done. So am I the asshole? So if you're asking the question itself, are you the asshole for doing this? No, absolutely not. She did that. What she did was really, really disrespectful and wrong on so many different levels. Now, as an aunt to 6 lovely children myself, okay, boys and girls, I love these kids with all my heart, okay? I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to defend your aunt. You can mean well. I can mean well, but I would never in a million years talk to one of my children that way. And I look at my niece and nephew as my children. That's why I'm saying that. It's all about the way you say it, right? If I had a niece in that situation, I would never, oh my God. I wonder if this aunt of yours is very skinny or overweight or very into her looks, because I just really don't like that kind of vibe. If my niece was not in that kind of situation where anyone who's fat knows they're fat. You don't have to tell them. It's we know, we know, okay, we know. People know when they're overweight. I would do everything in my power to help her, but never like that. I don't know. It's not that I don't know. I do know. You're not wrong for saying that. I wish your parents had said something and put her in her place. I just don't know why some people are so evil like that. They just don't I don't know if it's the word is social etiquette, but there's some things you say out loud and there's some things you don't. If I'm close enough to someone, especially my niece, you're just turned 18, you're a child. Why am I going to say that to you in front of all these people? You know, I know it sucks being overweight, 100%, right? And as an aunt, she wants to help. She can say, well, my intentions were good. I just wanted to help you, but her execution was completely wrong. For example, I'm going to reference my family here, okay? My brother was really overweight growing up, chubby brother, okay? And my uncle, may God bless him, took him one summer from my mom. We lived in New York. He lived in California. He's like, I want him to hang out with me for the summer. And every day they work out, play football, and then they would eat pizza at night, or they would reward him with it. And my brother came back hella skinny. Instead of making him so aware that he was overweight, he just made him exercise with him and play and enjoy California, go to the beach, go swimming, and made him do all these things that made him feel good and then look good. He felt good, and it's not you fat ass, lose the weight. That's never going to work. Guys or girls, regardless of the gender. So my girlfriend's little sister has a crush on me, and everyone but me thinks it's cute. I'm so tired of this shit and I want to break up with my girlfriend. My girlfriend and I are in our early 20s and she has a 14-year-old sister who has a crush on me. She's always trying to find a way to help me out, talk to me, tries to be alone with me, wears her better clothes around me, and has been getting into makeup trying to copy her sister's look. I don't think it's cute the way everyone else does. They laugh and humor her and tease her about her crush on me by saying things like, I saw girlfriend's boyfriend today, or is he your boyfriend? It's so gross and uncomfortable. The recent times I've tried getting alone time with my girlfriend at her house were interrupted by her sister pounding on the door asking us what we're doing. Oh yeah, that is very weird. It just blows my mind how no one thinks that it's weird and they basically encourage her. She's gotten a slap on the wrist for once trying to unlock her sister's door while we were in there together, but that's it. They all think it's just a funny little crush that'll go away. My girlfriend especially thinks it's so funny because she knows I would never go for a child. No shit, I wouldn't. That's what he says. That's why I say it like that. It doesn't bother her because she's 14. I worry that one day her sister will start spinning fantasies about things we did. I'm in my 20s for sake. I can't have a lie ruining my life. I've talked to my girlfriend about her sister's behavior and how serious I am multiple times, but she always blows me off. I really love my girlfriend and we've been together for 2 years, but now I want to call it quits. I really wanted to marry her someday too. No one is taking me seriously, and the last thing I ever need is a child saying I came onto them or something like that. I don't even visit the way I used to anymore just to avoid a 14-year-old. That's depressing. My girlfriend doesn't like to come over to my apartment because I have roommates and her house is way nicer, but I won't go over there anymore because of her sister. Just had to vent. Thanks. That is very weird. I agree with you. I don't like that at all. That's very gross. And the fact that they're just egging her on is like wrong too. I think what bothers me the most, let's say they thought it was cute, whatever. You have voiced that you don't like this. It makes you uncomfortable. Forget about what she might say in the future. Forget about all of that. You have said, hey, I don't like this. This makes me uncomfortable. And they brush you off. That stuff gets under my skin. When I say, hey, this bothers me, and they don't take it seriously or aren't respectful of it, I don't want to be associated with those kind of people in my life. If you love someone, if I did something or I know something's bothering someone I love, I'm going to try to fix it. I'm going to try to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know this bothered you that much. We're going to cut it out. It's not going to happen anymore. And it's your sister. So she can literally cut it out and be like, this is not cool anymore. Stop. And it's like, his reason is also very valid. I'm not going to what's the word? I'm brain farting today. I'm not going to take that away from him. That is a very valid concern that men can have nowadays, where she can just spin some shit. And especially if you try to break up with your girlfriend and she doesn't like it because you tell her the real reason why, you never know how vindictive people can get and just try to spin it. So I get that, which really sucks. I think that if your girlfriend doesn't understand how frustrating it is for you, that's more than enough reason to leave that relationship, because that's going to translate later on to your life to more serious things that they don't care and they're not going to change. So take it as a hint now and just save yourself from the future. Am I wrong for leaving my sister's wedding early after she called my career a hobby? So I, 26 female, just got back from my sister's 28 female wedding last weekend, and I'm still pretty upset about what happened. I'm hoping y'all can give me a perspective because right now I feel like crap. Some background. My sister Anna and I have always had a complicated relationship. She's the type A, always on top of everything, super successful one, while I've always been more laid back and creative. I'm an artist, and I recently started my own small business selling my paintings and doing commissions. It's been slow, but it's starting to pick up. But my family, especially Anna, has always been a bit dismissive of my career choice. They don't get why I didn't go the traditional route like she did. Anyway, fast forward to the wedding. The ceremony was beautiful, and I was honestly so happy for her. I even helped out a lot with the planning, even though I wasn't the maid of honor. That was her best friend. Oh, if my sister picked her best friend, I'm your best friend. I mean, to each their own, I get sisters, but like my sister, my one and only sister, doesn't have a best friend. It's me, all in one package. Vice versa, it goes for both of us. I was doing my best to be there for her because despite everything, she's my sister and I love her. At the reception, I finally got a moment alone with Anna to congratulate her. I told her how amazing everything was and how happy I was for her, all that stuff. And then she just smiles and says, thanks, I'm surprised you actually made it. I figured you'd be too busy with your little hobby business. I was stunned. Like, did she really just call my career a hobby? I kind of laughed it off and said, it's not a hobby, it's my job. But she just shrugged and said, well, it's not a real job, but I'm glad you're having fun with it. I didn't know what to say, so I just walked away. I tried to enjoy the rest of the night, but honestly, I couldn't shake what she said. I felt like she was belittling everything I've been working so hard for. So after dinner, I decided to just leave. I didn't say goodbye to her or anyone. I just grabbed my stuff and left. Now my mom is furious with me for ruining the night by leaving early, and Anna hasn't spoken to me since. My dad is trying to stay neutral, but he did say I might have overreacted. I don't know, maybe I did, but it really hurt hearing her say that, especially on her own wedding day when I was just trying to support her. Am I the asshole for leaving the wedding early? Absolutely not, okay? Your sister, low-key, is very condescending. Not low-key, very key, high-key condescending, because I'm sorry. On my wedding day, you think I'm thinking about anyone else besides me and my husband? I'm not caring about no one else's career path choices. I'm walking down the aisle with the love of my life. Why am I focused on anyone else besides myself? I'm just so thankful for the love around the room, people coming to celebrate me. I'm surprised you made it. Like, you're my sister. Why would I not make it? And I find it so funny that when one angry person claims that the action of another person leaving an event ruins the whole night, everyone is always like, everyone focuses on the reaction. Well, why did you leave? No one ever looks at the person who made them leave, the action. Like, it's always the reaction. Pisses me off. And I'm the same way. No, I'm not. I lie. I get mad really easily. It's a fault I have that I'm trying to work on. I would have said something back. But in reality, I think what you did was better for the whole night, for the respect for your parents or whatever if you have that with anyone there. I would have been very livid, and I would have been, someone would have had to cool me down, and it would have caused a scene 1000%. And I think it's better that you had left, because for the sake of her wedding, you didn't really ruin anything. But if you had spoken up and gotten mad at her, yeah, you would have, and then you leaving shows her that what she said was really fucked up. And it makes her like self-reflect in a sense, like, wait, maybe did I do something wrong? And if people are over there saying, no, it's okay, it's your wedding. No, like, you have to have accountability. And if you don't have that, you continue acting like a jerk. She's a twat. Your sister's a smug and superior twat. Yeah. And like, also, your family is the one who is making this into a big deal. All you did was slip out quietly, not bother anyone. You didn't stage a scene and storm out in a huff like I would have. What else could you have done? You didn't feel welcome. You didn't feel happy there, so you left. You protected your peace. Tell your guests, make up some that why you had to leave. No one has to know. Or you can be honest and say, the bride was a bridezilla, a mean person, and I left. Disrespected by my wife's friend, and she doesn't want to address it. What should I do? My wife, 39 female, and youngest daughter were at lunch when an old friend, Josh, 39 male, of my wife's showed up at the restaurant they were eating in. She said hi to him while he ordered, caught up briefly, then she sat down with our 10-year-old. She says he came over after he ordered and proceeded to sit and eat with them. I've had a personal problem with him for nearly 20 years because of how he has treated me throughout our relationship, ignoring me in conversation, will not acknowledge that I'm even present, but always being fun and very friendly with her. I have operated under her request that I don't start problems for her, whether with family or friends. I have respect her wishes there, with him, others, and her family. Even when they break her fucking heart, she has wanted me to stay out. I have. She didn't tell me about the encounter with him. The encounter was insignificant to her, but meant enough to her for it to cause her to question whether I would be upset. So she told me a few days later. I had been awake for less than 5 minutes. She was acting strangely, and before she even said hi or good morning, she immediately went into, I don't want it to be a thing. There wasn't anything to it. I just wanted to let you know that we had lunch with Josh. She then explained what that meant, just as I explained above. I processed it for a little while and then realized that it was affecting me very, very poorly mentally, and that I was not able to function for the things that I needed to do in the morning because I was so distracted by it. So I told her how I was feeling and what it made me feel like to have another man that I don't like and don't approve of having lunch with my wife and my daughter without my knowledge and have it forgotten and then delivered the way it was. It felt really odd and felt not as genuine as she normally is in awkward situations with me. She was immediately defensive, not curious, not apologetic, not confused, defensive. Flags are going up everywhere for me. What really is happening? We got into a very long argument about how he makes me feel. Essentially, my view of his behavior towards me was incorrect, wrong. He's just awkward in social situations, she said, but it's only towards me. He will talk and joke and listen to anyone else but me. 20 years and he's still just awkward, she says. Not awkward enough to not sit and talk to my daughter though. So I defined a boundary. I don't want anyone that I feel disrespected by coming around my family behind my back. If I feel disrespected by someone, I want to address it and resolve it. If there can be no resolution, fuck off forever. You don't need to be a part of our life. She obviously doesn't agree, but she also refused to try to resolve the situation between him and me. I'm going to say one thing. Agree to disagree with me, okay? If I was married as a child, right, the most important man in my life is going to be my husband. Not my dad, not my son, not my brother, not my uncle. It's going to be my husband. And if that's the person, right, who's going to be with you through the rest of your life, ups and downs, you're going to have children with this person. You're going to go through your end stages of life with this person. You're going to be with this person through the death of your family. If this is your person and they have expressed that they feel uncomfortable or they feel a certain way around a certain someone, especially when it's the opposite gender. Don't look at me. I don't even believe in having opposite gender friends when you're married. Okay. Even if I did, I would respect it. It's like, no problem. Cut them off. Out of respect for my partner, because I love my partner so much and I don't ever want them to feel disrespected or feel any sort of way that me associating myself with someone else. Like, I understand that. If someone has been very rude to me, disrespectful to me, and then my husband has dinner with her and my child, F that. You're my person. We're one unit. I look bad, So that's what I will say about that. I don't know why she's protecting him. And please agree to disagree, right? I know everyone has a difference of opinion, but this is how I would look at it. She's defending him for some reason, and I'm not trying to alarm you. She's protecting him. I don't know what's going on there, but there is something in my head. I think that's not the right word. I'm trying to say fuck good. If you guys know what that means, like in my mind, there's something going on there. Like I would be alerted too. So either you have to find out what it is. Only other situation, she don't care, which is just as bad. Hey, you guys, this is the final story for this episode, and it's my favorite part of the show where we just go over viewer submitted stories. So this one, they actually sent it to me and also posted it on Reddit. So, am I wrong for contacting my ex-best friend's mom after he didn't stop? Didn't stop what? We gotta know. My best friend Houston, 19 male, and I, 18 female, have known each other for as long as I can remember. Both our families are really Christian, which led us both to being in the same school as kids. Growing up, we used to go to various parks or playgrounds together and hang out. In addition, our parents became close friends, allowing us to spend more time together. However, in late 2016, my mother passed away, which caused us to have little contact. Around 2019, we stopped all communication. We haven't talked since. Now, fast forward to this year when I just graduated high school. While looking through some old photos, I came across some of me and Houston when we were together in school. Me being curious, I decided to try and find him. After a while of searching, I managed to find Houston's Insta. I sent him a small message, and as a result, I got a reply and we started talking. We started out simple by asking questions like, "How are you?" or "Is your family still doing this or that?" Not long after, we started playing a question game. Our game consisted of each sending a number followed by a response to the question linked to that number. One thing though is that some of these numbers he asked were incredibly personal questions, the type of questions you wouldn't ask someone you just started talking to after years of having no contact. We kept playing, but soon he started to ask those personal questions. It started simple like, "What is your sexuality?" or "Do you have any kinks?" That is not simple. If I'm starting, gosh, you guys are just horny little teenagers, not you, him. It soon got more personal as time went on through, which made me uncomfortable. I asked him to stop, and he did for a bit, but not long after he started at it again, making me even more uncomfortable than before. This is where I might be the asshole. I found his mom's Insta as well. He follows her. And me getting an idea, I messaged her. I started off simple, just getting to know her again and catching up on things that happened over the past 4 or 5 years. Once we caught up some, I knew I could trust her and I put my plan into action. I explained to her about the question Houston was asking me and how I asked him to stop, but he didn't. At first, she started asking questions herself like when and how. She questioned me for a bit, but soon she got all of the info she could out of me about the subject. After that, it went quiet. About an hour later, though, I received a message from her. Turns out she checked his laptop and found and read all of the messages between him and me. He forgot or didn't even think about deleting them. She thanked me for telling her and told me she would have a talk with him about this. I got a text from him not long after telling me I was an asshole for getting his mom involved. He told me I could have just blocked him if I was that uncomfortable with what he was asking, and because of me, he got into trouble. I feel bad now because I could have blocked him and left it at that. I didn't need to get his mom involved at all. So am I the asshole here? Yes, you could have just blocked him. I get that. But he also could have just stopped asking those kind of questions the first time you told him to, which made you uncomfortable. So now you get to make him uncomfortable by letting his mom know that he's being very crude. I think also like I don't want to compare it to it, but it's like this is sexual harassment, right? And if it was in the workforce, you would report that to HR and you get reprimanded for it. And I think in a sense you helped him really for his future because he's young and he's going to be very more cautious of what he does in the future. And when someone says stop, maybe he's going to be more inclined to stop. And also as a mom too, like I would be appreciative if someone told me my kid was doing something like that so I can stop it in its tracks. And then you're like, why did my son do this? Where were the signs? No one ever told me. So I want to give props to the mom too for not just like bashing on you and actually doing something and making her kid stop harassing people. That's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey of the gray in between. If you have a story or want to share a dilemma you'd like me to weigh in on, don't hesitate to reach out. Remember, life isn't always black and white. There's beauty in the gray. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep exploring the in-betweens. Bye.